Hi there, I'm Rachel Jackson with Yum Healing Arts. I am a yoga instructor, an aromatherapist, an aromatherapy educator, and a massage therapist. And I'm here today to talk to you about my top 3 oils for anger. And tomorrow is the spring equinox here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about anger. In traditional Chinese medicine, the season of spring relates to the wood element, and in our bodies, the wood element is associated with the liver and the emotion of anger. In its highest expression, it is expressed as compassion, but I did want to give us a chance to really lean into and explore this emotion of anger because sometimes it's often repressed or overlooked or dismissed as maybe like a negative emotion. And I wanted to give us a chance to get to know her or get to know anger and think of anger more as like a friend, because all of our emotions are there to help guide and protect your essential nature, who you are, and what you are meant to do or bring to this world. So your gifts, your purpose, your dharma, your emotions are there to help you harmonize with your dharma and help guide you and protect you in your path on your journey as you go. So when you're angry about something, or maybe you're frustrated, or maybe you're feeling tense, or maybe you're feeling, oh, just something isn't right, anger is there to let you know. She's kind of like your ride or die friend who's like, hey, did that person just talk over you? Did that person just disrespect who you are? And so you want to pay attention, right? She's like, she's got your back. She's like, heck no. So it's usually telling us that there's an action that needs to be taken. And sometimes that action is simply walking away. But wherever you're at in your life and whatever you're dealing with right now, I wanted to offer 3 essential oils that might help you through some of the layers and help you respond to anger from a grounded, centered, calm place that's still powerful and potent in who you are. So that takes practice, and the essential oils can help you land here a little bit more fully and help you create new pathways as you learn a little bit more about how to have healthy relationship with this emotion of anger. And the first essential oil that I want to share is Roman chamomile. I love the chamomiles. I love, love, love them all. And any one of them could be used for the liver, for cooling heat in the liver and this springtime wellness and working with anger, especially if there's anger that also fluctuates with anxiety. Like maybe this is a new pathway of learning how to speak to anger and speak up for yourself, and there's anxiety around it. And this is where having the chamomiles involved can help you calm your nervous system and ground in a little bit more so that you're responding from a grounded, calm place. Roman chamomile is a little bit more earthy, so it is a little bit more sedating and calming to the nervous system and cooling the heat. Because anger is kind of like heating. You can feel it. It's like you might feel actual heat in your body as the blood starts pumping, because it's like your body's getting ready to take some sort of action. From a very physiological standpoint, it's a call to action. So Roman chamomile can help kind of calm that down and ground it and stabilize it, especially with things like insomnia. When anger is keeping you up at night, something isn't, going your way and you are mulling it over. like in a kind of like obsessive way. Chamomile, Roman chamomile especially, is going to help with that cyclical type of thinking and that compulsion type of flavor to it, you know. So Roman chamomile. And I like to put Roman chamomile on the belly, especially. You will learn where anger shows up for you in your body. You know, pay attention to those places. That's like, maybe it's your jaw clenches, maybe your stomach clenches, maybe your shoulders go up. Pay attention to your signals. My signal's always my stomach. When my stomach knots up, I pay attention, and I'm starting, you know, once you have those awarenesses of those physical signals, you can take note. Maybe I can slow down here for a minute. Maybe I can take a breath, take a pause, and pay attention, because maybe there's something happening in your environment that you want to pay attention to, that you want to be mindful of, that you want to speak to or speak up to. So Roman chamomile is my first one. Next is helichrysum, and I've got the immortelle variety. You can use gymnocephalum. Any of the helichrysums will do. They all work with the liver, and they're great for both detoxing and regeneration of the liver. Some aromatherapists will say that helichrysum is one of the most anti-inflammatory essential oils. And that's a pretty bold statement. And it is very anti-inflammatory. When we think of anger, it can have this kind of inflammatory response, especially if we've repressed for a long time. Maybe we weren't taught how to be angry when we were younger. And so if it's built up over a long time, it can be kind of like a ticking bomb. If we've repressed, and it might be out of context. We might have one little thing happen and boom, we're you know, having a big inflammatory reaction. And helichrysum can help to calm those internal extremes. It's wonderful for allergies, which is kind of can sometimes be a physical manifestation of emotional extremes that are just overwhelming on the nervous system, and our body goes into this inflammatory response physically. So if you feel like that's happening, if you're getting that kind of internal extreme inflammation emotionally, you can work with helichrysum to help calm those internal extremes and cool and regenerate the liver. It helps to detox it as well. So cleansing any congestion, detoxing and breaking up any congestion in the liver so that you can find clarity. Because when we're in that inflammation or inflammatory response, sometimes it's hard to see clearly what the next step is. And last but not least is ylang ylang. And these first two, Roman chamomile, helichrysum, are in my Spirit of Spring aroma kit. So and that kit has 9 essential oils that will help you through the season of spring and work with liver and spring wellness. And ylang ylang is kind of one that's a nice crossover essential oil from spring into summer. This one's in the Summer Love Kit, and it's useful for when we have heat from the liver that's now translating up into the heart and causing maybe some anxiety, maybe more extreme insomnia. It's a nice one for insomnia in spring or summer, especially if there's anxiety or anger involved. And it's got that sweet aroma, which helps us when anger has kind of turned into resentment, maybe bringing a little bitterness into the heart. And this lang lang, the aroma of it, just the aroma itself helps us come back to that sweetness of life, dropping into our heart again and helping us to be more mindful. Like when we're at risk of bad behavior because of anger, lang lang can be a nice one to bring in when we want to be more mindful, when we want to drop back into our heart and get out of our heads with it. Like maybe we're just chewing on the story over and over, and we want to get back into our heart. We want to cool and calm this experience, this emotion, this internal landscape, so that we can respond from a heartfelt place where we are loving and honoring ourselves first and foremost. And sometimes that means, like I said, walking away or, shoring up our own energy so that we can make better decisions moving forward and finding the kinds of relationships in our lives that help us thrive and flourish and that nourish us and help us grow, versus the kinds of relationships that keep us repressed or that are dishonoring or holding us back or draining energy away from our essential nature and what it is we're supposed to be doing in our lives, our gifts, our dharma. So I hope that these oils can maybe help be as plant spirit allies and help you kind of create some new pathways and new relationships with yourself, your emotions, and with who you're becoming. So I hope that this video helps you and that you have a beautiful spring equinox. And if you would like to learn more about this topic, you can learn more on my website at yumhealingarts.com. I have seasonal aromatherapy kits available, as well as aromatherapy in season workshops that I offer in person and virtually. And I look forward to hearing more from you and knowing how this video maybe helped you, or if it inspired any insights or intuitive inspirations. So thank you so much for watching. Namaste.